Hello, I'm Justin Pratt, the Emergency Manager for the Savannah-Chatham County Public Schools. In the event of an on-site emergency, please exit the building through the doors located to your left or right in the back of the room as quickly and safely as possible. For Cabinet and board members, your designated exit is a small door behind me to the right, which leads to the hallway near the restrooms. Please follow the instructions provided by campus police, who will guide everyone to a designated assembly area. If 911 needs to be called, campus police or an assigned individual will handle contacting emergency services. In case we need an AED before EMS arrives, it is located to the left wall next to the exit door. Campus police or a designated person will operate the AED. For minor fires, a fire extinguisher is located to the left in the hallway behind me. Campus police will be responsible for directing any additional emergency responders upon their arrival. Thank you for being here today, and stay safe.
I'm here.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yes. Perfect. Haven't cooked anything. Oh, you haven't cooked? I have a grill. I don't have a stove, no oven, no microwave.
Of course. Let's try.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Or good afternoon. Yeah, it is good evening. And welcome to our final public hearing on the millage rate. This is a public hearing, and what that means is this is when we listen to the public. We will have a presentation from finance, and then we'll hear from the public. The board will not be presenting anything today. We're here to hear you, and I appreciate seeing people out there today. So you may continue.
Good evening, everyone. This is the fiscal year 27 budget process public hearing on the millage rate. We will start with reading our taxpayer bill of rights. Although the district is not seeking to raise the millage rate, any millage rate that is in excess of the rollback rate must be advertised as a tax increase, requires a press release to be issued, and requires 3 public hearings to be held. Our first and second public hearings were held on July 8th at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m., and this is our third and final hearing. In 1999, the Georgia General Assembly passed the Taxpayer Bill of Rights with the intent to prevent what was referred to as backdoor tax increases. The Taxpayer Bill of Rights and rules were developed by the Georgia Department of Revenue to implement this legislation to establish a process that all local government jurisdictions, which includes counties, cities, and boards of education, must follow. This process ensures full disclosure to the public for any increases, including increases that result from value inflation. The Taxpayer Bill of Rights was established to notify the public about inflationary increases to existing property values at the local government level. It also enhanced individual property owners' rights when objecting to and appealing an increase in property's appraised value to the County Board of Assessors. According to the Taxpayer Bill of Rights, each taxing jurisdiction must roll back or reduce the millage rate each year to offset any inflationary increases in the tax digest. If the county or other governing authority elects to set their millage rate higher than the rollback rate, they must follow certain requirements to notify the public that taxes are being increased. The public notification process includes 3 public hearings, public notices of the increase in the local newspaper, and press releases. Each year, the Chatham County Board of Assessors establishes the taxable value of all property in the county and publishes the certified tax digest for each taxing jurisdiction. The Board of Education has 2 separate taxing jurisdictions and therefore receives 2 separate tax digests, one for maintenance and operations and another for bonded indebtedness. Each of these 2 taxing jurisdictions has its own millage rate, which is determined by the board. Taxable values exist for 6 types of property. We have real property, personal property, vehicles, mobile homes, timber, and heavy-duty equipment. Digest values for both jurisdictions are shown on the chart. The current digest amounts and amounts for the last 5 years were published in the local newspaper as required by law. Sometimes, when assessed property value goes up, homeowners will pay more taxes even when the school district millage rate remains unchanged or is lowered. Even though the millage rate has not gone up, taxpayers may see increased costs. This is because the value of their property has increased. In the chart presented, the red line represents the millage rate. The millage rate in the example is unchanged. As the property value increases in year 2, the higher tax liability is a result of increased property values. For fiscal year 2027, SCCPSS recommends no change in the current millage rate of 17.331 mills. Changes in the digest value of real property can take 2 forms: new construction or reassessment of existing property. Once the assessors establish the taxable value of real property, they calculate the millage equivalent of any reassessments, subtract it from last year's millage rate, and the result becomes the rollback rate. This millage equivalent is determined by taking the value of reassessments divided by the total digest and multiplying the result by last year's millage rate. This calculation is shown on the slide. The tentative millage rate adopted by the Board of Education for maintenance and operations exceeds the rollback rate. Here you see the 17.331 mills remains the same in the 2 millage rates from last year to the initial tentative rate for calendar year 2026. Calculation of school taxes on a home valued at $250,000 with only the state regular homestead exemption are shown on this slide. This is an example of a property tax bill in which the property value increases from the prior year using the recommended millage rate of 17.331 mills. The total estimated tax for county school maintenance and operations is $2,253.03. This is an example of a property tax bill in which the property value does not change from the prior year using 17.331 mills. The total estimated tax for county school maintenance and operations is $2,079.72. This is an example of a property tax bill in which the property value decreases from the prior year using the recommended millage rate of 17.331 mills. The total estimated county school maintenance and operations is $1,906.41. This concludes the presentation on the school millage rate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, we have a couple of people who have signed up. If you've not signed up, don't worry, we can still get you in. First of all, we have, and by the way, the comments today can only be on the millage rate. All right. The first is Mrs. Angelisa Savage Bryant. And you have 3 minutes.
Good afternoon. My name is Mrs. Angelisa Savage Bryant. I am a taxpayer, parent, and stakeholder. I respectfully ask the board to carefully consider whether increasing the millage rate is appropriate at this time. The city of Savannah did not increase its millage rate. As taxpayers, we deserve to understand why the school board believes an increase is necessary. Since voters approved the East Block, I believe the public expects strong fiscal stewardship and transparency. Before asking taxpayers to pay more, I respectfully ask the board to explain what specific spending reductions have been considered before proposing a tax increase. What measures have been taken to increase operational efficiency? How will the board ensure accountability for district leadership and the use of taxpayers' dollars? As a parent, I have watched this board discuss accountability for students, teachers, and employees. I believe that same commitment to accountability should apply through the organization. If the district has experience unexpected costs, operational challenges, or facility issues, the public deserves a clear explanation of how those issues occurred and what correction actions being taken before additional taxes are requested. Taxpayers work hard for every dollar that they earn. Before increasing the fiscal burden on families, I respectfully ask this board to demonstrate that every existing dollar is being managed responsibly, transparently, and in accordance with board policy and applicable laws. Tonight, my vote is no on increasing the millage rate until the public has confidence that accountability, transparency, and sound financial stewardship has been fully demonstrated. By the way, did you have a $940 million budget last year? Where is the money? Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Ms. Rita Owen.
Hi there, I'm Rita Allen, resident of Chatham County and Savannah. Thank you for having me today, and thank you for having a hearing on this. Thank you for your service to our students and to the city of Savannah and to Chatham County. I'm concerned that it seems the first step we always take when we have budget problems is to increase taxes, increase millage rate, increase fees for the residents of Savannah. I'm disappointed in that. We have a representative here from the financial office that has obviously worked on this. What I have not heard is what sort of steps and avenues we have explored to reduce spending or to increase what money is coming in from other sources. You know, if a financial department is looking at this, and if we really are stewards of the money that's coming in and the money that's going out, you know, it's really not rocket science what money is coming in and what money is going out. If I buy a Porsche and my kid cannot eat, that's a reappropriation problem, right? And so I'm respectfully asking for the board and for the finance department, so thank you for your presentation, but I think we need to look a little bit harder where the money is going, as Ms. Bryant pointed out. Where is the money going? Are we a little top-heavy? Are we having a look at how productive we are? Are we having a look at, I think I heard somebody say the other day we have 56 or something like that properties. Do we utilize all the properties? We have to maintain all the properties, certainly, right? That's money going out the door. Can we lease some of the properties? Can we apply for grants? And I know applying for grants is not an easy thing. And I know there are not as many grants out there that there used to be, but we have to explore it. That's why you guys are here. I don't have the time to. I'm not an elected official. But I'm expecting that from before we're saying we're going to increase the millage rate, we have to explore this. So that is my ask. Before you guys are voting to increase the millage rate, I want to hear what sort of steps you have taken to decrease spending and to increase the income from other sources. There are other sources out there. I fear that you have not explored it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have anyone else who would like to speak on the millage rate? Please introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Carlton Carter. Hi, everybody. First and foremost, you know you got to give greetings, but I want everybody to be reminded, and I remember Dr. Watts saying this, is that we have to make concessions when we want stuff. And I remember when it came to the decision about that East Block's budget and the regular budget that she said, it's going to be the fact that we have needs and we wants, and the wants are going to always outrank the needs. And I remember she said and I remember the board went through and kind of went through the wants, and then they got it down. We all want stuff from the board. We always ask for them to do this, to do that. But in the same access, we got to realize that things have gone up. Even though we don't like the millage rate going up, it's kind of a slight necessity. But the one thing that I will say that probably would reassure the people of Chatham County is an audit. And when I say an audit, I mean, even though we have an internal audit system here, which most boards don't, also get an external audit done so that makes sure that everything matches, to reassure the public that everything is being done accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? And please introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Tommy Matthew. I appreciate y'all being here and allowing us to speak tonight. I need to get my disclaimer out of the way real quick. The information I'm going to put out there is coming from a highly uneducated person with a a low IQ, so I apologize for that, but here I am. Here we go. All right, you're talking about the millage rate. Part of the problem is that we're destroying the buying power of our dollar through the stimulus packages and the printing of money, which, if the value of the dollar is going down, it's going to take more dollars to buy something. So we really need to start curbing that, looking at what we're spending, and realizing the votes that we're putting out there are voting to go in and dismount the dollar and dismount the country. There's a great book here. It's called Economic Solutions, and it goes into a lot of stuff with Marxism is looking to do dismount the country and get into the political system and the schools and everywhere else. It also goes into the naked communists, which talks about getting into the school systems and dismantling that, and getting into talking about communism, socialism, and making it socially acceptable. My concern is you're wanting to go up on the millage rate. Is not so much going up on the millage rate, but I don't want to finance any more on education or indoctrination. I've got a friend of mine that came out of Ghana, a highly educated young lady. She spoke 7 languages. She came here to get an education. Her dad sent her here. Over there, they've got to study the chapters in the book, and they're handed a test, and they've got to write out, a 4 to 5 page essay on what they know. She got here and she saw the test, and it was true, false, ABC, whatever. And I told her, she looked at me, she goes, "This is crazy." I said, "I know, they're dismantling this country. You don't want a country to be educated if you're dismantling it." And that's my concern. I don't want us to go up on a millage rate. I want us to stop. I want us to reflect and see what's happening with the school system, see what's happening with the educational system. Look at the finances that are going into it to dismantle our country. There's a woman by the name of Brigitte Gabriel. She's a world-leading expert in terrorism. This goes back into our education system. UCLA received $23 million from Hamas and the Muslim Brotherhood. Tennessee State received 18. I think Kentucky State received 19. I think those figures are close. At any rate, what I'm saying is, y'all want to raise the millage rate. I want to raise our educational system. I want us to be educated, not indoctrinated. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, I'll take a motion to close the hearing. Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
That was David.